Hello, everyone. My name is Kaya Jones, and I am the Philadelphia Fellow with Ignite National. I am coming to you straight from Philadelphia, PA, to talk about all things voting in the state of Pennsylvania. During this meeting, I will be talking about what's the deadline to register to vote, what are the guidelines for voting by mail, and who is running for the U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate, and what are some of the statewide propositions and what do they do. I'm so excited to be leading this call today and getting into this information, so let's dive in. First off, registration deadline. Across the board, online, by mail, and in person, the deadline to register to vote in PA is October 19th. Absentee ballot deadlines must be requested by October 27th. They also must be returned by mail and postmarked by November 3rd, Election Day. You can also return your absentee ballot in person at the polls November 3rd by 8 p.m. Currently, Pennsylvania has early voting. Early voting is from September 14th to October 27th, but dates and hours may vary based upon where you live in PA. If you need more information about this, I would go to your state secretary's office to find locations and times when you can vote in your area. Okay, now the really important part, how to vote by mail in PA. If you're planning to vote by mail, all registered voters will be sent a vote by mail ballot for the November 3rd, 2020 general election. Registered voters do not have to apply for a vote by mail ballot for this election. First, you'll fill out your ballot. After you have voted, insert your ballot into the envelope provided, making sure that you complete all of the required information on the envelope. You may return your voted ballot by mail, in person, or to a drop box. If you are returning your ballot by mail, it must be postmarked on or before Election Day and received by your county elections officer no later than 17 days after the election. If you're returning your ballot in person or dropping it in a drop box, it must be delivered no later than the close of polls at 8 p.m. on November 3rd. Anyone may return your ballot for you as long as they do not get paid on a per ballot basis. In order for your ballot to be counted, it must be filled out with the authorization section found on the outside of your ballot envelope. Please remember that these deadlines are very strict, and in order to ensure that your ballot is counted, please give yourself adequate amount of time to do all of these things. I say at least a week before the actual deadline. So, for example, if you have to register to vote by October 19th, like in the state of PA, make sure you're registered to vote a few days ahead. I know we're really close to October 19th, but try to register today after watching this video. Or if you are turning your ballot in by mail or sending it through the mail, at least give yourself a week ahead of November 3rd to ensure that your ballot is counted. This is so crucial and so important. Also, please take your time while filling out your ballot to ensure that you are filling out all the necessary and required information. This is so important. Okay. This year, for the U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate, there is no one up for election. Both Bob Casey and Pat Toomey are not up for re-election this year because for the House of Representatives, the election happens every 2 years. There are a few propositions for the state of PA. One, in Allegheny County, a charter amendment to require police officers to cooperate with investigations conducted by the Independent Citizens Police Review Board. For Philadelphia, there are 4 questions on the ballot. Question 1, to call on the police to end unconstitutional stop and frisk amendment. Question 2, Office of the Victim Advocate Amendment. Question 3, Citizens Police Oversight Commission Amendment. Question 4, Capital Municipal Bond Issue. I will now explain into more detail what each of these propositions mean. For Allegheny County, a charter amendment to require police officers to cooperate with investigations conducted by the Independent Citizens Police Review Board will be on your ballot if you live in Allegheny County. A yes vote supports amending the city's charter to require police officers to cooperate with investigations by the Independent Citizens Police Review Board, authorizing the board to audit the police bureau and change board member removal procedures. Philadelphia's question 1 is to call on police to end unconstitutional stop and frisk amendment. A yes vote supports adding language to the Philadelphia City Charter calling on the police department to eliminate the practice of unconstitutional stop and frisk, consistent with the judicial precedent. If you're in Philadelphia, question 2 is the Office of Victim Advocate Amendment. A yes vote supports creating an Office of the Victim Advocate. Question 3 for Philadelphia, Citizens Police Oversight Commission Amendment. A yes vote supports creating a Citizens Police Oversight Commission. Philadelphia, question 4. Municipal bond issue. A yes vote supports this measure to issue $134 million in bonds for capital municipal purposes, including transit, streets and sanitation, municipal buildings, parks, recreation, and museums, and economic and community development. This is the end of my presentation. I hope that you were able to gain a huge amount of knowledge from this presentation. I am so glad that I was able to share this information with you all. If you have any more questions, please contact us at Ignite. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.